Mr. Chairman?
Yes, Mr. Catania.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to discuss some concerns with respect to the package that's being presented. It's a variation from what was voted on at first reading, and just for clarification, it's adding another $106 million of capital borrowing. Is that right, Mr. Chairman?
I don't have the number in front of me, but that sounds right.
Well, Mr. Chairman, the concern is that, in our 6-year capital improvement plan, we have $6.4 billion borrowing. We have exactly $200 million, Mr. Chairman, left in that entire 6-year plan. By taking $106 million of the remaining $200 million, we'll leave future councils and future mayors with less than $94 million in capital variance, Mr. Chairman. And this is in a context of the following things not being funded. So for the next 6 years, we have not funded what we are anticipating to need, which are 2 new middle schools at about $60 million apiece. We have not funded not 1 cent of the Momentum Metro plan, which will require $431 million over the next 5 years, so that we can have 8-car trains and priority corridor network bus service and expand the fleet. Mr. Chairman, we have not 1 nickel planned for Reservation 13, the capital infrastructure needed for that development in Hill East. We have funded less than half of what is needed for St. Elizabeth's East. We funded $26 million of the anticipated $50 million in needed capital, so we can bring economic development to that reservation in Ward 8. Mr. Chairman, we've only funded $1.3 million over the entire next 6 years for funding associated with the Walter Reed development, and we have underfunded our Martin Luther King main library by $50 million. So, Mr. Chairman, just so we're clear, $95 million over the next 5 years has to cover the following: 2 new middle schools, all the development associated with Reservation 13, Walter Reed, half of St. Elizabeth's, and Metro. We have precious few capital dollars left. And now some may say, well, we can utilize public-private partnerships, but that is a pretty unsophisticated answer, because you still have to pay for it. And so just to be clear, we are putting ourselves in a very, very tight place. And so what will have to happen going forward is, if we go forward with this today, if we are to add any of the things which I mentioned to try to spur development in Walter Reed or Reservation 13 or St. Elizabeth's, or if we are to meet our transportation needs, something else is going to have to give, and that will be cuts in other areas. So, Mr. Chairman, it's with some caution that I continue to support this, but I think it's important to put on the record precisely where we are with respect to this project. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Catania. Is there further